Hi, my name is Jeff, and this is Infinite Jeff, where I read to you, one page at a time, the entirety of the David Foster Wallace novel of 1996, Infinite Jest. And we are on page 5. Alright. Against the winner of a quarterfinal game tonight, and so we'll be playing tomorrow at, I believe, scheduled for 8:30. Try to get underway before the god-awful heat out there. Though of course a dry heat. Well, yeah, it is what they say in Arizona, and is apparently already qualified for this winter's Continental Indoors up in Edmonton, Kirk tells me, cocking further to look up and left at the varsity coach, whose smile's teeth are radiant against a violent sunburn. Which is something indeed. He smiles, looking at me. Did we get that right, Hal? CT has crossed his arms casually. Their triceps' flesh is webbed with mottle in the air-conditioned sunlight. You sure did, Bill. He smiles. The two halves of his mustache never quite match. And let me say that, if I may, that Hal's excited to be invited for the 3rd year running to the Invitational again, to be back here in a community he has a real affection for, to visit with your alumni and coaching staff, to have already justified his high seed in this week's not unstiff competition, to, as they say, still be in it without the fat woman in the Viking hat having sung, so to speak, but of course, most of all, to have a chance to meet you gentlemen, and have a look at the facilities here. Everything here is absolutely top slot from what you've seen. There is a silence. DeLint shifts his back against the room's paneling and recenters his weight. My uncle beams and straightens a straight watch band. 62.5% of the room's faces are directed my way, pleasantly expectant. My chest bumps like a dryer with shoes in it. I compose what I project will be seen as a smile. I turn this way and that, slightly, sort of directing the expression to everyone in the room. There is a new silence. The yellow dean's eyebrows go circumflex. The 2 other deans look to the director of composition. The tennis coach has moved to stand at the broad window, feeling at the back of his crew cut. Uncle Charles strokes his forearm above his watch. Sharp, curved palm shadows move slightly over the pine table's shine, the one head's shadow a black moon. Is Hal all right, Chuck? Athletic Affairs asks. Hal just seems to, grimace. Is he in pain? Are you in pain, son? Hal's right as rain, smiles my uncle, soothing the air with a casual hand. Just a bit of, let's call it maybe a facial tic, slightly, at all the adrenaline of being here on your impressive campus, justifying his seed so far without dropping a set, receiving the official written offer of not only waivers, but a living allowance from Coach White here, on Pac-10 letterhead, being ready in all probability to sign a national letter of intent right here and now this very day, he's indicated to me. CT looks at me, his look horribly mild. I do the safe thing, relaxing every muscle in my face, emptying out all expression. I stare carefully into the Kekulean knot of the middle of Dean's necktie. My silent response to the expectant silence begins to affect the air of the... And that was page 5.